So let's see this on our place value chart. So what is place value? Let's say I have 1. Well, y'all know 1 is in the ones place. Now let's say I have 10. The 1 goes here and the 0 goes there. 100. 1,000. Y'all know this side of the decimal point. That's easy. Y'all know it. It's this part of the decimal point that we aren't too familiar with. So the tenths, so 1 out of 10, the 1 would go here. Don't forget the decimal point. 0.1, 1/10. Well, what about 100ths? Last one, 1,000ths. So this is the part that a lot of scholars get messed up when we first show them this place value chart. They think 1,000ths, 1 out of 1,000, is greater than 1/10. We know that is not true by looking at our cheese slices. Look, the slice was 1 out of 10, and that is way bigger than 1,000ths. And the stick, 100ths, is still smaller than the slice. The slice is bigger, 1/10 is bigger than 100ths and 1,000ths. The way I described this to my scholars in class was, I want to compare, we can use an example from sports. I love basketball. Basketball is one of my favorite sports to play, to watch, to talk about. I love it. It's so much fun. So let's say LeBron James, he takes 10 free throws. LeBron James makes 9 free throws. So LeBron James made 9 out of 10. 9, let me write that out for us. He made 9 out of 10. Now the decimal version of that would be 9/10. But let's go to me. All right. Miss Tharp. I take 100 free throws. And I only make 9 free throws. So I made 9 out of 100. So who is the better shooter? Who is the better basketball player? Well, my argument is that I am just as good as LeBron James. Because look, I made 9, he made 9. I'm just as good as him. But it's this part that matters, the denominator, the place value. He made 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I only made 9 out of 100. So I took a lot more shots. So yes, we both made 9, but I made 900ths. The decimal version of that would be 900ths. The further away you get from the decimal point on this side, the smaller you get. The smaller the value. So look at the cheese. We go from 1/10, the slice is pretty big, to 100ths. The stick is smaller than the slice. And the cube is smaller than the stick. So small, smaller, smallest. So how much of the original 1 pound block of cheese is this? Well, I have 1 slice, 2 slice, 3 slice, 4 slice. So 1 slice that was 1/10 of the pound of cheese. But I don't just have 1 slice. I have 4 slices. So that is going to be 4 out of 10. I have 4 out of the 10 slices. So the decimal version of that would be 4/10. Okay. So now how much of the original 1 pound block of cheese do I have now? Okay, so I have 6 sticks. So in the 1 pound block of cheese, there were 100 sticks total in a 1 pound block. So I have 6 out of 100. That would be 600ths. So I'm going to put the 6 right here and fill in the rest to the decimal with a 0. So what would you rather have? What's more, 4/10 or 600ths? Look at the pictures. We have 600ths and 4/10. If you're hungry, which one would you rather have? You would rather have the 4/10. That's more cheese. Okay, so who has more cheese? Patricia, who took 2/10 of the block of cheese, or Patty, who took 200ths of the block of cheese? So who has more? So the fraction version of 2/10 would be 2 out of 10. And the fraction version of 200ths would be 2 out of 100. So this kind of goes back to my LeBron James shot, or LeBron James shoot off. Yeah, LeBron James made 9, and I made 9, but he made 9 out of 10. I made 9 out of 100. That's the same thing here. Patricia and Patty, they both took 2, but Patricia took 2 out of 10. Patty took 2 out of 100. So Patricia has more cheese. Let's look to see what the visual of that would be. So she has 2 slices, and Patty has 2 sticks. Patricia clearly has more cheese than Patty. Okay, let's do one more. Maxon took 12 thousandths of the block of cheese. Michael